Aubrey Paredes here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be addressing some of the biggest misconceptions about industrial engineering. So I hope you guys enjoy this video and stay tuned.
So back to what I was saying. Could be us. Could be us.
Alright, so welcome back, guys. So remember, if you're currently in school and you're looking for ways on how to increase your GPA, you're looking for ways on how to properly study or how to overcome test anxiety or even how to break your personal barriers so you can change your habits, follow me at Aubrey P Videos on Instagram. In that page, I talk about all of these different topics and more. Also, don't forget to subscribe and comment down below. Alright, so let's just get right into this video. So one of the biggest misconceptions that I've been hearing since the end of time, since I started industrial engineering, is that if you are an IE, you would end up working in either manufacturing or a factory somewhere. Nowadays, this is far from the truth. I think this sentiment came about because, when industrial engineering it was first initiated back during the Industrial Revolution, where there was a huge demand for this profession. Yes, that may have been true. That's probably the field that we stuck in as IEs. However, as the world is evolving and the US is evolving as well, there is a huge need for IEs outside of the manufacturing industry as well. Other industries are starting to kind of peel away that stigma that came with IEs before, and they're getting more creative with it and thinking outside of the box of how the fundamental of what industrial engineering is, of how it could be applied to their business process. And this is also due to a lot of industrial engineers going outside of that manufacturing realm and going into these different industries like the healthcare industry, consulting, technical sales, and we're kicking butt in these industries. So these employers are looking at us like, wow, they're rocking it right now. So they go out and they seek even more industrial engineers to fill more of their positions. All right, so another big misconception about industrial engineering is that IE is the easiest engineering of all of the engineering disciplines. Now, this is a very subjective statement to make. I think this is very dependent on the individual. Me, as a student, I've seen people that absolutely rocked it at physics and calculus, but because IE is a lot of statistical components, such as, we take a lot of statistics classes, engineering economy classes as well. I've seen people that they have a knack for physics and calculus, but when it comes to statistical analysis, they're not as successful in it. I also seen that the way you think definitely attributes to whether or not you think, IE is easier or more difficult than other engineering disciplines. Just because a lot of our classes do require kind of like a sequential way of thinking. For example, moving up the ranks in industrial engineering as I went, from a freshman to sophomore, junior, senior, and things like that, I would always get advice from upperclassmen, and they would always tell me to watch out for this one specific class. It was operations research. It was, so many people told me it was the hardest class they ever took in IE. And so I came in with this mindset into it, and I was so scared of that class. I was terrified. But when I took it, it was actually one of the most enjoyable classes for me. So, moral of the story is, while being in that class, I noticed that if you think about the problems in a sequential way, it comes more easier to you. And I've noticed that I tend to think about things like that. So that class wasn't as hard to me as it was for others. And there's also other examples. Some people thought other classes were easy, but I thought they were challenging. So it depends on the way you think. It depends on you. Another misconception that I've been hearing out there is that IEs tend to get lower salaries than other engineering disciplines. And this one is probably the biggest, incorrect one that I'm probably gonna address here. When you're a freshman, you typically take classes with all the engineering disciplines, right? All the engineering basic classes like MATLAB and Excel classes you usually take with everyone that's an engineer. So I've known a lot of computer engineers, I've known a lot of electrical engineers and mechanical engineers. So when I graduated, let me tell you guys, I know a lot of IEs that made more than computer engineers, which is like the hot engineering discipline right now, right? And again, like I mentioned in previous videos, as an industrial engineer, you don't have to go into a title that's industrial engineer. So you can go into different titles. You can go into technical sales consultants, which depending on what company you end up in, you can make a lot of money, even as an entry level. A lot of it depends on you, on how you market yourself and how you forge your path. Like, I don't know about other engineering disciplines, but in the industrial engineering curriculum at my school, I know they offered us a bunch of certifications. My school offered the Lean Six Sigma Green Belt certification, and it also offered a bunch of OSHA certifications as well. So depending on what industry you go into, you can use those certifications as a huge leverage to have a higher salary when you go into that job. Okay, so lastly, another misconception that I hear about industrial engineering is that because of the manufacturing shift in the United States, IE may be a dying profession. Again, this is not necessarily true because industrial engineers are going into so much more other fields outside of manufacturing. And I think this is largely due to the fact that before, not a lot of different industries outside of manufacturing were aware of the capabilities of an industrial engineer. I don't think they had a clear definition of industrial engineer outside of manufacturing. So again, as time goes on, I think that is definitely changing. And because IE started to branch out of manufacturing, when an IE goes into a company and the employer sees that they're doing so well, then they go out and they seek more industrial engineers to work for that company, to work in that field as well. So this one, again, IE is extremely versatile. So you do not just have to stay in the industrial engineering title, or you do not have to stay in the manufacturing field, anything like that. The way you market yourself is certainly going to attribute to where you end up as well, of course. Again, because of the shift in the world today, it's allowing for us to more so forge of our own path. Before, it used to be so just outlined, but all the rise in the new technology and all of the different resources that are now available to us, we have our paths more in our hands nowadays, so which is an amazing thing. Alright, so I just wanted this video to be nice and short. I wanted to be super straightforward, but I want to leave you guys with that sentiment. If you are an industrial engineering student, or you're thinking about studying, or even just any type of engineering student, remember that today's day and age, we have more power ourselves to forge our own path. Do not be scared to pursue industrial engineering if you are super interested in it. If you know it's your passion, go for it. We have the capability of forging our own path now, and if you want to study something that you like, but what's keeping you are these misconceptions, do not let that stop you, please. Do not let that stop. A lot of these misconceptions, they're misconceptions for a reason. You could be an amazing, brilliant person with an amazing future if you study industrial engineering. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And remember to follow me at RBP Videos, where I have more information about all of this. And I hope you guys have an amazing day and take care.